Welcome to Global Village. Today we have two great guests from the city of Brooks, Amanda Peterson and Amy Romanis. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having us.
Amy, could you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I grew up in the Brooks area, so I've been here for my whole life. I went to school at Medicine Hat College Brooks campus, and then I started with the city after that, and I've been there for 7 years.
Wow. I'm sure you're doing a great job. There you go. Yes, Amanda.
I am not originally from Canada. I am a permanent resident. Came to Brooks in 2005 and started with the city in 2007, and I've been there for 8 years.
And originally from Grand Island.
I am.
There you go. Very beautiful area anyway.
Thank you.
Yeah. Amy, you want to tell us about the how often the city does the statistics?
Sure. So the last census was done in 2007. So we haven't done a municipal census since then. There was a federal census done in between. So this is the first time we've done one since 2007.
Oh, the city of Brooks is the first time.
Yes.
Okay. And why are we doing then?
So we just do the census to gather current population information. We have a lot of grants that are based on population. So if we have a current number, we get a specified amount of money per person.
Mm-hmm.
We also use it to plan to deliver our services now and in the future.
Okay.
So it's important to answer the census truthfully so we do know how many people do live in our city.
So when you're talking about planning, you're talking about also schools and all others.
Yeah, that information can be used for schools as well as municipal services.
Okay, that's very good to know. And is it somebody has to be a Canadian citizen or permanent residency to
No.
participate the census, or?
No, you don't need to be a permanent resident or a citizen. For that information, we just want to know how many people are living within our boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Citizenship status does not matter.
Oh, okay. So regardless if you are temporary foreign worker,
Yes.
refugee, permanent resident, Canadian citizen, it doesn't matter.
No.
Okay. So this will be the first time the city is doing the census.
Since 2007, yeah.
The federal census does every 5 years then?
I believe it's every 4 or 5, I think, yes.
Okay. And the information collected will be just used by the city of Brooks.
Yes, we do send the population number to the province because that's how our population grants, that's how the information is communicated to them.
Yeah.
But the other information, we're just using that for ourselves.
Okay, well, coming back to Amanda then. Amanda, you grew up in Grand Island, actually. I've been there 2013, and thanks for your information that you've given to me that time. So how big is Grand Island compared to the county of Newell or the southern part of Alberta? Is it similarity, you think, the community that you were born and grew up in this area?
The community that I grew up in is actually 2,100 people, but it is 20 minutes away from Grand Island.
Oh.
Grand Island is a bigger municipality, so it's in comparison to your Lethbridges.
Yeah.
As far as like the land itself or landscape, it is an agricultural community, so it is lots of prairies, lots of course, your farming background, so it is very similar to Brooks.
Okay, but so where you came is about 2,100 population-wise?
Yeah,
It's a
the
small town.
town that I grew up in was 2,100 people, so fairly small. But then again, it's kind of like almost a suburb, if you can, of Grand Island.
Mm-hmm.
So Grand Island is a bigger population.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Grand Island and Omaha, and I believe it's another major city, I think,
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So those are all in the big cities in that state.
In that state, yes.
Oh, okay. Then you have smaller.
Yeah. Then you have your smaller agricultural type of communities that are outlying from the bigger cities. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So so comparison-wise, in terms of agricultural, will be the same as what we have in this area.
Very similar. Yes.
Oh, that's Amy. You've been 7 years. You graduated from the Medicine Hat College Brooks campus. right? And 7 years, you have seen a lot of newcomers and multicultural in our area. How you see the diversity in our area in terms of the advantage of being diverse population like ours, for example, in the 21st century? What are the advantages? That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, I think it's a benefit just to have all of the different cultures around. You can experience different cultures or different traditions that way. So through our inclusion and diversity program at the city, we do have a lot of different cultural events. So I think living in the area, it's a real benefit to be able to experience those, whereas if you aren't living in such a diverse community, you might not experience that.
Yeah, that's why we promote Brooks 100 Hallows, or the heart of multiculturalism in Western Canada, or Canada in general. Coming to Canada Day, where would you have the Canada Day then if Lakeside Leisure Centre is still under renovation?
So in the morning, there's a pancake breakfast at the museum, and then the city events are being held at Duke of Sutherland Park, so right across the street. That's where they're holding it. Normally they do hold it at the Lakeside Leisure Centre, but it's being held at Duke of Sutherland that afternoon.
Okay, so the beef on bun or free hamburger, all that
that
stuff.
will all be at the Duke of Sutherland Park.
Okay, after the museum.
Yes.
Okay, so it's only this year, or?
I'm not sure if they will keep it there once the leisure center expansions are complete. It may be something that they might look at.
Coming back, a quick one of the citizenship, during the citizenship ceremonies. It's great to have citizenship in our area, I think, and that's a plus. So how often you think we have? Twice a year, you say, or once a year, or they just
I think twice a year. They usually have one in the spring and then the fall.
Okay.
So we just had one in April.
Yeah.
So we would probably have one in September or October. They'll probably contact me maybe in August or something to try to pick some dates.
Well, I hope that will be before the election, because it will be for election, I think. So if it's September, they can participate the October. The important one of the stat, for example, the people who are in Brooks, most of them are transit, and that is one of the issues that are happening for the many years in the past. If someone is new to the community and just move from Winnipeg or while you're doing this stat, would they be able to take participation of the census, or they have to have a job in Brooks before they participate?
No, you don't need to have a job. However, the census is only on a specified date. So you have to specify the date that you're going to collect the numbers on, just because it does take a long time to collect it. So we just want to make sure that there's the same date that everyone is answering for.
So the families with children, they will be also adding their children into the census?
Yes, it's not just for adults, it is for all members of the family, so adults and children, because we do want to count everyone, so we do have a true population count.
Okay, if you have apartments, for example, like the ones in Greenbrook or other places that people have shared apartments, and they are not related, they are friends maybe, or something like that, would they be then see as a one group, or they will be counted as a different, they will need their information separately?
So they would be counted as one group because we go by addresses.
Okay.
So each apartment would be one address, so we would count all people in that apartment or home or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, regardless of they are related or not related.
Yes.
Okay, you just go by the number. If they live 4, then that will be 4 people in apartment 421.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, and they have to inform you the right number of the people living in that apartment.
Yes, so that's what we do. We want a true number of the people who actually live there.
Okay.
It doesn't matter to us if there's 9 people living there.
Yeah.
There's nothing that we will do to come to come back on them.
Yeah.
It's just so we have a true count of our population, so we know the number of people that we're providing services for.
As a family members, for example, then if you have a family members with their kids, from children age what? From age 0 to
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, newborn.
Newborn.
Yep.
Okay, has to be counted.
Yep. Yes.
Okay, and what would be the question that usually asked then, so they will know?
So on the census, we have about 9 questions. So I don't know if I can remember them
Yeah,
all off the top
yeah,
of my
yeah,
head, but
yeah.
the main one we do the census for is to get the number of residents
Yeah.
in that home.
Yeah.
We do ask the sex, so male or female, age, so that can be used for our school systems as
Yeah.
well as planning for seniors.
Mhm.
We ask the type of occupation, so we know the types that people are working in, so farming or oil or processing, things like that. And then also the employment status, so if they're full-time or part-time or unemployed, so we can have that information about our city as well.
Wow.
And we did ask if there was a secondary suite, because we are running into where people are, renting a basement or something like that. So we want to make sure that those people are counted as well. We don't want to miss anyone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you talk about secondary suite, you're talking about people renting.
Yes. So
Oh, okay.
if you own a home and you rent out the basement, that's what we would count as a secondary suite. We also ask information about languages spoken. So we do have that information about. We don't have the 100 listed or anything. I think we have top 20 or 25, just to see where we're moving towards. How many languages are spoken, or if more than one language is spoken in a home.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. No, that's the common questions that
Yes.
that you can remember,
Yes.
and those are the main ones
Yes.
that needed to be. Okay, so the people that have the secondary suite in their houses, would they be asked the question, is the landlord, the owner, or the people who live in the area?
It would be the people who live there. So they could answer that address does have a secondary suite.
Okay.
And then all that we would do is just add a suite onto that address,
Okay.
and then speak with the people who live there
Okay.
to get their information.
If people are listening now the program and they wanna call the city, who would they be calling in order to make their numbers known or participate in stat?
So they could call Amanda or myself if you don't want someone coming to the door or something like that. You can complete it over the phone with either of us, and you're still able to complete it online. So if you wanted to complete it online, if you don't have the letter that had your PIN number, again, you can contact Amanda or myself, and we can print it for you if you'd like to do it from your computer or something like that.
Oh, you have to have a PIN number?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So each address is provided a PIN number, and then that's how it's a little bit more secure.
Okay.
So we know that only the people from that address are answering those questions.
Okay, but do you have somebody going house to house?
We do. They have been out for the last few weeks. So there's 3 different options. There's online, over the phone, or an enumerator will come to your door.
Wow. So that's easier to do either online or maybe a call. I think calling will be easier, probably 5-10 minutes, I think, for their time to complete the whole nine questions, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they will call either Amanda or yourself.
Yes.
Okay, and when you expect the stat to be completed?
We will be completed by the end of this month.
So how long was it then? A month?
2 months. Yeah. Yeah, we
Wow.
started delivering the census PIN letters about the beginning of May. Yeah.
So the whole May and the whole June?
Yes.
Okay, are you close to completion then?
We are about 85% complete, I think.
Okay, no, that's you still have 15%, which
Yeah.
is 22nd today, so you still have 8 more days to go or 9 more days to go. Now I hope the number will reflect the true number what we have in Brooks. In comparison, for example, in Strathmore, which is I think smaller than Brooks, has over 12,000 population was. I remember some time back they used to have 5,000. But the advantage Strathmore is they are close to the city of Calgary. So most of the people live in Strathmore. They drive to Calgary, and that gives them a larger number of people are moving out because of the big city, and that's why you have their number, I think, a little bit higher. And but I'm sure we will get a very different number. The language terms, when you mention about the language, we have more than 25 languages. Are you talking about just the main language? Do you think that?
Yeah, so we couldn't list all 100 or a specified number of languages. So what we did was I actually got some information from BCIS regarding the amount of languages the information that they have gathered. So we used that information, which I believe was also from the last federal census. So I think we had about 25 different languages, and then there was an option to choose other if your language wasn't listed. So it will kind of be interesting to see if the top languages from 2011 are still the top languages in 2015 or if it's shifted at all.
Okay. So you track the top languages of 2011 and then see if 2015 will be the same languages or less, because I'm sure we have a large number of ethnic groups from different areas, and having you can list all the languages, but from population wise, you have, for example, Francophone, which speaks large number of Africa and West Africa, I believe, and Central Africa. They do speak French. But French happen to be also a bilingual language in Canada. Yeah, but they have a different language than the French in Gala or other languages that in West Africa. And you have a lot of dialect also in Brooks. That is not the common language, but every group, tribe, they have their own language. If you count that, probably you're looking about over 100 and plus language or dialects that comes along. No, I think the stat will be good for the city, and if there is anything that you have not complete by June 30th, what will happen then? Are you going to stop or are you going to extend?
No, we can't extend past June 30th. The province of Alberta sets a time limit on the census, so we can't extend it any further.
Oh.
Yeah.
So June 30th will be deadline regardless of if you achieve the 100%.
Yes.
Or if you do not achieve the 100%. And is it done every year or every 3-4 years?
The municipality has an option to complete it every year. There are municipalities that do complete a census each year, so it will really be up to council to decide each year if they'd like to do one or not.
Well, I think it might be a good idea to do once every year, because people just come and go. I don't know, but if they're looking from the budgeting issue, then that will amount also expense, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, but to do every year, for example, like our area, Brooks, you have a lot of people moving in, moving out, and that is where the problem. And the oil company people, that is a reflection of people moving out, or is it's not something that a major issue, for example, of the oil problems?
Yeah, I'm not sure if people have moved out yet, or if they're still looking for work in the area. I don't know that we've seen a lot of people leaving, but I could be mistaken on that as well.
Yeah, you will see people moving, you will see people moving in. So I think it might be a good idea to have a every year census maybe, and then have the true reflection of, if you do every 3 years, also it's the same, but it will be more effective to have every year, so that way then people moving in, moving out, you can put your strategic planning. Strategic planning, is that every 5 years you do, or every year?
It's every 4 years. It's whenever you have a municipal election. So
Oh.
then your newly elected officials, they're the ones that set the strategic goals for the next 4 years of their term. So it's
Oh.
every 4 years.
Okay, so that will depend on the council, the new council.
Yes.
Oh, okay, because okay. It used to be 3 years, now it's 4 years.
Yep.
Okay, so the new council will do the strategic planning for that period of time they are
Yep.
in charge.
Yep.
Oh, I thought it used to be. I thought it was every 5 years for some reason.
No, it used to be every 3 years, and now it's every 4 because of the terms that have changed for newly elected officials.
Yeah, yeah, they changed it from 3 years. I think the next one it will be 2018 or 2017.
17
I
At the
think.
end of 2017,
Yeah,
October.
October.
Yeah, pending, hoping that Mr. Mayor will be our next MP. So you never know. That's another program. So what would you like to say, for example, to the fellow Brooks people in terms or count of new, in terms of volunteerism or be part of the activity in the city, either it's Canada Day or other events? What would you like to see happening in different communities?
I'd like to see everyone get out and enjoy Canada Day,
Mhm.
and if they have the opportunity to volunteer, to do so. If not, just to get out and intermingle with everybody and meet others and become what the community is all about. Community where everyone's proud to call it home. So
So a vibrant community means
Yes.
everybody has to be in, everybody has to get engaged, and everybody has to be involved in the community.
absolutely.
Yeah, probably the same for me as well. There are a lot of events happening within the county of Newell, so obviously we want people to come out and enjoy Brooks events, but it is a long day, so there's lots of events going on, and I think they did need some more volunteers for the museum. So if people are wanting to get out and do that.
Well, I for one, I will volunteer. There you go. And I'm sure you guys will be there. The Lakeside Leisure Center swimming pool, I think, used to get people used to go there also for Canada Day free. Or is this happening this year, or it's only for the people to go there, Sutherland Park?
Yeah, I think the events will just be at Duke of Sutherland.
This year?
Yes.
Oh, okay, away from Lakeside Leisure Center.
Yeah, just with all
Completely.
the construction and everything, it's just safer and a better idea to have it away from there
Okay.
for now.
Is swimming pool still open then?
Swimming pool is still open, yes.
Oh, this side. The gym and the swimming pool, still people can go there. Oh, okay, it's only that side of the, okay.
Yes.
But this year, all the events will be happening in Sutherland Park,
Yeah.
Yes.
not at Lakeside Leisure Center.
No.
Well, I think, and also face painting, I think. People can volunteer to do face painting. Spec did, I think, last time.
Yeah.
People can volunteer to do face painting. So if you guys can't find anybody, then I'll probably be doing the face painting for the kids this year. But no, it was wonderful. My last question to both of you is the by law, for example, of how would someone will know if they are able to use a secondary suite in their house? Is something that they have to call the city, or they have to find out their own? Or
So for secondary suites, there is a bylaw as well as a policy that have been designed for those. So there's specific requirements that they have to meet that are fire code and safety codes, just for the safety and well-being of the people who are living in that secondary suite. So that information can be picked up or received from City Hall.
Okay.
And also a lot of our bylaws are on our website. So if people are ever unsure about something, they can check our website or they can call one of us and we can get that information. It's all public information.
Yeah.
So anything, any bylaw or any motion that's passed by council is all public information. So
Okay, so is that based on the zone they have the house or different zones, or so they have to, if they want to find out from the internet, would they base that on their house and then enter the house number or and then find out?
the city's land use bylaw is also available online,
Okay.
and it sets out there's maps, and then
Okay.
it sets out the different zones. So
Okay.
there's different residential zones or things like that.
Yeah.
So they're only permitted in certain zones or certain designated areas.
Oh, that's very good to know, because there are a lot of newcomers who have houses and they're quite not sure if they can utilize secondary. As one of the guys was telling me, he wants to build a second floor. I'm thinking, I don't think so. I think you need to get in touch with the city. You can't just have your own fantasy and then build a secondary on top of the house. I think you need to see if it's acceptable, because there's no point of wasting money. And they will tell you, no, you know what, I'm sorry, but it doesn't work this way. So they have to call before they start anything,
Yes.
just to verify if it's the neighborhood will accept. Some neighborhoods are not acceptable.
Yes.
Okay, no, that is very good to know. I think those who are listening, probably that's very clear from both of you. So you can ask more than that. I think they will be able to know. Call Amanda or call Amy and get the information. Don't bother coming to me. Those, please, get the information from the right people, so then there will be no misunderstanding. You don't blame Ahmed or somebody. Call them, they will give you the right information from the city, and they will find out and they will give you a call. This will be the end of our program. I thank you very much for both of you, and it was an honor to have both of you come to the program and especially explain the stats of the Brooks area, which is going on now. So please, again, call 362-3333, the city of Brooks, and ask for Amanda or Amy for this information. And it needs to be done before the end of June 30th. I hope you will be able to call them. Thank you very much for coming to the program, and I hope we will have you in the near future.
Thank you
Very much, Amy. This is the end of our program today, and as always, this is Ahmed Kassim, the host of the program. This is where the East meets the West. I would like to take the opportunity and thank the full support of the City of Brooks, County of Newell, and Medicine Hat College. And if you have any question, please don't hesitate to give us a call, 403-793-3946. If you have any ideas or anything, then please give us a call. Brooks, County of Newell, best area to live. Bring your family. Enjoy the Canada Day. Until then, God bless you all.